Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Jasper, and he is in the Atlanta, at tier 7 premium US cruiser. He is on the map ring, and it's a ranked battle. Now there is only one destroyer per side. The friendly destroyer decided to go straight into the center, has started his smoke screen long before an enemy actually came close, and that's probably why he was blind and got ambushed by Flint. So now he's gonna run away. Well, the enemy destroyer, meanwhile, is being hydroed here by our Atlanta, and it looks like the Flint is... Is that Flint gonna push in? I mean, the Flint's also going to be hydroed. There's a bit of a hydro party going on here. Now, thankfully, those islands are so far protecting our Atlanta. Well, hopefully that will continue. Also, that Flint problem is gonna solve itself pretty quickly if it keeps going this way. Well, there we go. Now the friendly destroyer has barely survived, but it's still alive, so that's good news. Now Atlanta, he has to be careful because Atlantas are very squishy and those guns are most definitely pointing this way. You wouldn't want to be shot by an Nagato. Now also the island right here has a bit of a hole in it. So far nobody can really use the hole. I mean, the Endracht? Don't think you can. But it's something to keep in mind, and yes, he's keeping an eye on the Endracht to make sure that there isn't any funny business going on. Meanwhile, Heinrich is sailing in a way at some potential. Also, it was briefly detected. The sound in the island is also potentially an issue with detection. I mean, there might also be an issue with the other flank through the B-cap. We'll see. We've lost track of the enemy destroyer. So there is always the potential that the destroyer just goes wide and starts spotting. As an Atlanta, you're always just one salvo away from sinking. So you gotta be careful.
Well done, Commander.
Now the Gneisenau is retreating for some reason. Meanwhile, on the other side, the friendly Gneisenau is pushing, and let's hope this... Well, I mean, it's a Gneisenau pushing against the Nagato, right? You'd think like the Gneisenau should win, especially since it has torpedoes. It's also up against the Galician. Technically, it could now torpedo on both sides, but I have a feeling this isn't necessarily going to plan, so the Gneisenau lost against the Nagato in a brawl. Meanwhile, the enemy Akatsuki is going in for a Torpiolo, it looks like. Or is it? Like, Hydro is on cooldown, but it feels like we should have seen Torps by now. Wait, is it just... Is it not the Torpeolo, or is it just like sinking? This Akatsuki was just, planning to sink, and it used the most effective way of getting sunk. YOLOing it. Well, it's... Is it a YOLO if you don't actually try to do anything? I don't know. Anyway, the Akatsuki is dealt with, and I can only assume that was its plan, because, you know, there was never any other outcome to this. Yeah, okay. So unfortunately, our Atlanta here is spotted, and there is the Nagato that can shoot him. It's not looking this way currently. There are also the other battleships concerned about. Is undetected again? You know, this has been one wild ride so far. Now the friendly destroyer is on so low health that it has to stay clear of everything, unfortunately. And, I mean, the enemies are all over the cap, so there is no easy cap to take. The friendly Gneisenau has decided to come back, though. We have a King George that is in the middle of things. And the good news is this Nagato is about to go down, but actually those islands are not really that... Oh, there's a salvo. Okay, that's fine. As I was saying, like, those battleships might be able to get shots off. And again, the Heinrich, I think, is close enough that this island actually works as cover, and maybe the George doesn't have shots either. Good question. Now Jasper has launched some torpedoes here, expecting the Heinrich to actually slow down and come around here closer. But it looks like the Heinrich just went for basically a straight line. It looks like that Heinrich didn't even try to dodge torpedoes, but thankfully it all worked out in the end. The Gneiser now got it. So, this is a 3 against 2 right now. The friendlies... Well, I mean, only 1 point has ever capped and it was mostly contested, so it's not that bad, I guess. There is the Galician. But the problem is there is also a King George. So Jasper here is in a bad spot because when he's detected anyway, he's trying to somewhat angle against the King George, but it's George. You know, it's not like you're in Atlanta, angling isn't gonna do much. What you need is RNG. Well, or concealment, right? He's in concealment right now, that's good. But he's getting pretty low. And keep in mind that this hider is barely even floating, like, let you see, it's at 756 hit points. It's not the best torp boat. Not a bad destroyer, but its torpedo armament is limited. But hey, maybe it can torpedo something. So this is gonna be relatively close here. Now it looks like the Galician and the King George are coming from 2 sides and they're going to sandwich the Atlanta, which is pretty bad. The Galician is on very low health though. Okay, so preemptive torps against the George and then probably run like hell. Now he's gonna run face first into a Galician though. And this is gonna be bad, probably. Oh wait, the Galician has decided to run away. Those turrets are turning this way. Now there is a high caliber, that's nice, but the King George is gonna arrive here soon. Now if the Galician had been around here, then the Atlanta... Well, actually it's hard to say. The Galician is very low health. I guess it decided to not take the risk and let the King George deal with the Atlanta. And the King George's turrets are not pointing this way. Of course they aren't. And it's sailing in a straight line. And what does this mean? Oh, it survived. Well, it's flooding though. It's double flooding. And any second now, there we go. No, this isn't over because the hider is on so low health that it means the Atlanta needs to sink the Galician. Now the Galician is looking this way, but it's still gonna sink. So, Jasper got himself 5 out of 7 kills. And he scored 2,944 base experience. That was a pretty hard carry right there, I have to say, and very well done. He got a high caliber, he unleashed the Kraken, and he scored 127,000 points of damage. Well, more like 28,000, I guess. Anyway, that was a pretty fun battle to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time.